Welcome to Oregon Inlet Campground. This is my setup here, and basically everything's pretty much the same as it was in the 70s, except for right here. Some of the sites have water and electric hookups now. And this is the only Outer Banks campground that does have that. Cape Point doesn't have anything. Frisco doesn't have anything. Ocracoke doesn't have anything. So that's pretty handy. But as far as the spaces to put your camper in, it's exactly the same as it was in the 1970s. Old Wrangler's doing good out on the beach. Drives good out there. I brought the Grand Cherokee a couple years ago, and it about got stuck, but it had regular tires. This Wrangler got a lot bigger tires than the Grand Cherokee had. Here's the other side. Pretty comfortable here. And there's your bathrooms. They actually have hot showers now. I don't think those are the same bathrooms from the 70s. They're not too bad. And the hot shower really makes a difference. Here's a bird's eye view of the campground. That's the entrance over there. A-loop is over that way, just tents. And all these are RVs or tents. Like I said, pretty much the same as it was back in the 1970s. No big difference. There's a brand new bridge back over there, going south down to Frisco and Cape Point. Nice big wide bridge. And there's the marina where the boats come in the afternoon. I've been over there a few times. They're catching fish, but they're not real big ones. When we were here in June a couple years ago, they had huge tuna that they were bringing in. I think when we camped back in the 70s, we were back on that side over there. Because I remember just crossing the street and going to the marina from the campsite. Over there is the Bodie Lighthouse. I don't think we ever climbed that one. I'll be going there after a while. I'll send you a video of it. Alright, I was just starting to get into a routine here at Oregon Inlet, and pretty comfortable here with this site. The neighbors are a little close, but that's typical for this campground. But let's talk about the Wrangler. This is the Wrangler that I got for Grant, and he couldn't get used to the standard shift. So we got him something else, and I kept the Wrangler because I thought it was pretty neat, and I wanted to try it out here on the beach, and it did great on the beach. It does really good. But I've been going to the YMCA up near Kitty Hawk every day, and coming home yesterday, felt a vibration. So yesterday evening I got up underneath there, took a look, and whoever worked on the transfer case last did not, well, they broke one of these studs off that was holding it in up to the transmission itself, and then just didn't bother putting nuts on two of the other studs that I can see. And there might be a third one where there's another one that doesn't have a nut on it. I can't see it. It's up on the top of the transfer case. So, and this thing, it never leaked any oil. I never drove it much, but you know, I drove it some, and the transmission and the transfer case never leaked any oil. Now it's leaking pretty good, and there's not much holding that transfer case to the transmission. So unfortunately, I don't see any way around it. I'm probably going to have to head back, because without this transportation with a Class A, you know, you depend on your transportation to go get groceries and go wherever. And I was, you know, planning on doing a lot of fishing. This was going to get me out to the beach to go fishing and back, and take me to the YMCA and stuff like that. So basically, without this, I'm stuck at the campsite. So unfortunately, I gotta head back. Today is Saturday. I've been here since Monday. And this is the holiday weekend. I didn't even know it was a holiday weekend. But so looks like I'm probably gonna head back on Monday, because the halfway point between here and home is near Raleigh, near where Grant's going to school, and I want to stop off there again. There's nothing available there because of the holiday weekend until Monday. So I'll probably wait till Monday and head back. But I'm probably going to take the camera with me over to the marina this afternoon and show you that. But I don't know how we ever camped here in August without air conditioning. It is so hot and humid here. Now, usually there's a breeze, but it is hot and humid here. Anyway, check in with you later. Alright, here we are at the marina. Boats. It's probably about 4:30, 5 o'clock. No, a little after 4. Some of the boats should be coming in. We'll go take a look. But I don't know if you remember the world record marlin that was on display here. Still here. Used to be in a case by itself, but it's sharing a case with some other fish now. But as you can see, that was caught in 1974, back when we were coming here. $1,142. Store over there. That's where they clean the fish. And looks like they're putting up something new over here. Alright, let's go see if there's any boats coming in.
Swimming in the blood. Huh? I think he's going to get it up straight to the gun. Yeah, yeah, we won't be cutting him up. He's been swimming around in that blood on there. Come, let's get a picture real quick so they can take the fish off.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Gather everybody.
Amy.
Alright, that haul of fish that you saw coming off that boat is actually a pretty good catch for this time of year. When we came in June 2 or 3 years ago, the tuna that were coming off the boats were, I don't know, 3 or 4 times that size. They were huge. So, not a lot of boats coming in today. I don't know why, it's a Saturday. They're putting in a new boardwalk right here. Goes over to the boat ramps. And there's the Coast Guard station. A couple more boats coming in. Just a little side note on things you got to deal with when you're camping sometimes. Here's right outside my door on my RV. And here's the neighbors who pitched their tent behind their parking spot, which put them very close to where I'm at instead of putting it over there, which is considered their front yard, I guess, over there on the other side of the electric and water posts where the picnic table is. Instead of doing that, they pitched it right here, putting them really, really close to my camping site here. Sometimes I wonder how people are thinking when they're doing stuff like this. But this is what you got to deal with when you're camping in a campground like this. I'll show you another campground that you're not as close to your neighbors. I'm sure some of you have been to campgrounds like that. I think next year I'm going to try a different site just because of this site next to me right there. If I come out here and sit at my picnic table, which is right here, I'm staring right at them and they're staring right at me. So next year I think I'm going to try over there to the left of that Airstream. That looks like maybe a pretty good spot, and it's got grass outside your door, not, this is sand and it's hilly. Little hills right there. So you can't really get set up with a canopy or anything like that the way this is. I mean, in that grass right there, it's all sand spurs. So you can't really do anything with it. So, anywho, just a little side note there. Sometimes the things you got to deal with when you're camping. Alright, who remembers these things? The old sand spurs. You can't get away from them in this campground. They are everywhere. Right here in this campsite, there's well, There's a little sandy area right here, and then some little hills, and then just like small brush. They didn't clear this out, and it's not flat. So you can't put a hill there. You can't put a canopy or a screen room here if you want to. There's just not room, plus all of this. And even just to get to the grill, it's just loaded with sand spurs in there. Just to get to my storage bins, right there. Not my feet, my flip-flops were loaded with those sand spurs. They're just everywhere. You can't get away from them. So, just wondering if anybody remembered those things, because they are everywhere here. Alright, today is Monday, Labor Day. Decided not to head home because I didn't want to deal with the holiday traffic. So, without transportation, it's a little boring. So I hopped on my bike and rode to the top of the bridge. How big the bridge is now. I don't know if you remember the old bridge, but it was narrow. This is the sound. I think the Pamlico sound. And that's the bridge heading south down to Frisco, Buxton, Cape Hatteras Lighthouse. This is the other side of the bridge. You can see Bodie Island Lighthouse there. Traffic's crazy today. The ocean out there. The inlet. Holy moly, this traffic's crazy. That's why I didn't want to leave today. I didn't want to fight this holiday traffic. Part of the old bridge. They use it as a fishing pier now. And back over here, that's the campground out there in the distance. And the bridge coming up to where I'm at. Anyway, I was bored today because I can't go anywhere. So I decided to ride up here. Oh, you know what? I was thinking about that record blue marlin that's on display. Seems to me I remember the fish that was on display when we used to come here was like 900 and something pounds. So I guess that's the new record fish. Yeah, 1974 is probably one of the last years we made it here. And that fish was on display every year we were here. So that was probably a different blue marlin. And there's the point as you leave the campground and drive on the beach. Certain times of year you can drive all the way out there. I see there's a car out there, but they're not supposed to be. It's closed off right now. It'll open up in October, I think. But anyway, catch you later. Alright, decided to ride across the rest of the bridge. This is the old bridge here. Well, this is a sign for the old bridge. There's the bridge right there. Look how narrow compared to the other one. Now you can fish from there. I guess go crapping. Looks like it's pretty popular. Quite a few people here. Here's the other end of the old bridge. Fishing pier. Somebody left their fishing equipment out here. If the fishing was good, I wouldn't mind staying for a while. As long as my food holds out, I'm okay. But the fishing's terrible. I went out for a couple days when I first got here, and there was just seaweed everywhere, as you can see right here. You see people been hauling it up on the bridge on their lines and just tossing it on the bridge. I didn't get a single bite in those 2 days. I went early in the morning and late in the evening. There was nothing. And this is September, so fishing's supposed to be really good. This is one of the best times of year to go surf fishing here. But yeah, it was terrible. They say it's because all the seaweed comes out of this inlet right here, and it goes out to the ocean right there and onto the beaches. So the evening that I found out that I couldn't drive that Wrangler anymore, I was going to go up the road a couple miles to a different access ramp and try fishing a different beach, but there's no way I can get to it now. That thing's 2 miles away. So anyway, this is the old bridge right here. It was pretty scary driving on this thing with a trailer. It's like the old 7-mile bridge down the Keys. It was narrower than this bridge right here. It was terrible. Just driving a regular car on that bridge was scary, especially if the 18-wheeler came along going the opposite direction. Forgot to show you the new bridge from the old bridge. This is what I gotta ride going back to the campground. Like I said, it's much bigger than this old bridge, and it's longer too. It goes all the way over there. Then curves around, finally goes back on land. Way over there. And that's where the campground is, over there. Alright, I'm going to take you for a ride through the campground. Just came back over the bridge. I'm on my bike, so it's not going to be the steadiest video. Front office. Bathroom for A-Loop. This is A-Loop, nothing but tents in here. No RVs allowed, no hookups. Parking areas are actually about the same length as the RV parking areas, but you can see they're very narrow. Same thing I was here in the 70s, looks like. Over those dunes is the ocean. Campsites along the dunes. And we'll go left into Loop B. Loop B is RVs and tents. Anything can go in here. As you can see, the parking areas are still very short. Some of the big rigs have problems. Well, they don't have problems, they just gotta park their cars sideways in the driveway. Over the dunes is the beach. There I am, over there. Clouds moving in over there. It might rain. I might take everything down this afternoon before it rains, because I'm thinking about leaving tomorrow. Without transportation, it's kind of boring. If the fishing's not good, I can't go anywhere. There was a mass exodus this morning from this campground. Being that it's Labor Day, everybody's got to go back to work and back to school tomorrow. So a bunch of people left this morning. This place was full yesterday. More than any empty spots that I saw. Now this, I think back here is where we camped in the 70s. Right back here. Because right over there is the marina. And if I remember right, there was a path that went through there. Looks like there still is. And I used to just walk over there to watch the fish unload. And I'm thinking about going over on this side next year. Looks like a little bit more room. You got grass in your front yard. See, there's grass there, nice and level. Put up a canopy, or you can put up a screen room or something. To the left is to the exit, just more campsites, the same as the ones we just saw. You go right, this is actually going the wrong way. But there's my setup. So yeah, I'm thinking about leaving tomorrow. Just go to Raleigh tomorrow and then the rest of the way home the next day. So, catch you later. Okay, just wanted to show you the difference between the Oregon Inlet campground and another campground that's a little more spread out, much more space in between campsites. This campground is Jordan Lake Recreation Area in Raleigh. It's almost exactly halfway between my house and Cape Hatteras. So this is a good stopping off point. I'm just here for one night. Won't even be able to go see Grant because I can't drive the Wrangler and he doesn't have a car. I got a pull-through site, so I wouldn't even have to unhook the Wrangler. But this is the whole campsite. The campsite's huge. This is the fire ring, picnic table, all this area up here to put in canopy or a screen room. There is one site across the road over there, and the next nearest site is way over there in the woods. You know, as you have here, you just have woods, and that's it. It's a really nice campground. It's got a nice lake. So I'm glad I found it because, like I said, it is a good stopping off point when I go to Hatteras. And I'm going to try Hatteras again next year. Try to get that Wrangler fixed up right this time. I don't know how I missed that when I was doing all my maintenance on that vehicle. I don't know how I didn't see that. But anyway, just here for one night, and then I'm heading back home tomorrow morning. Catch you later.